What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Fuck Nation Sports Podcast. Here to break down another division in the NFL. If you tune into our last episode, we talked the AFC North, gave you some insight and any little picks that we were leaning on season win totals. Today we're talking AFC South. As you can see on the screen here, Houston Texans, the surprise team, and darlings of last year, are leading the odds, the shortest odds as minus 120. Jacksonville Jaguars plus 320, Indianapolis Colts plus 330, Tennessee Titans plus 1,000. For you novice bettors that are just getting in, what that means for the Houston Texans, whenever you see a minus in the betting world next to their number, that means they are a favorite, or it's a favorite line. When you see a plus, it's more of an underdog line. So keep it simple. Houston Texans, if you lay down $120, you will net back $100, so you'll get $220 back. Meanwhile, if you look contrary over here, Jacksonville Jaguars, if you put down $100, you are going to net $320 and get back essentially $420 of the amount fully back. Indianapolis Colts, same thing. Lay down $100, you will net $330. And of course, if the Tennessee Titans if you have a hunch that they're going to win this division, put down $100, you will be getting back $1,000 in net profit. For listeners that are coming back in, do appreciate you back on the podcast. It's been a little hiatus. We try to keep the episodes rolling every week once the football season has come around. That's why we're back in session. But we'll work on trying to do more videos, more recordings, more episodes, even when it's non-football, that peak season. But nonetheless, we are back. Thank you again. Please leave a 5-star review if you've enjoyed these episodes. Helps us grow our base and listening, so do appreciate it. Leave any comments if you want any different type of segments or questions in our weekly NFL college football forecast that's coming up soon after we break down divisions. So let's talk the Houston Texans here, a team that surprised many. Did not surprise me last year, as we took the over win total on them last year, and we were not lucky, but we were always, anytime you went fortunate enough to hit them. We bought into the coach, former coach of a team that I like, the San Francisco 49ers. What he's done there, the head coach is DeMeco Ryans, is his name, is totally transformed that franchise from the top to the bottom. And of course, having personnel like CJ Stroud being there with all his heroics and game-winning drives last year surely helped. But this is a team now that is not chasing. They are going to be chased by people. They have the bullseye on their back, so to speak. Let's take a look at their season win total this year. I'm going to type it in. This is Bet Online for those of you who are curious. We'll type it in here. Actually, it's not working. There it is. They're right there. So right now they are set season win total at 9.5 games, heavily juiced towards the over. And rightfully so. Maybe as Vegas thinks that, but also the public does believe this as well. If you look at what they did last year, Houston Texans, they were projected 6.5 wins by Vegas last season, and they got 10. So congrats again to over bettors. This is a team that on paper has all the pieces. They brought a wide receiver from Buffalo by the name of Stephon Diggs now to pair him with Tank Dell and Nico Collins, formating probably a dangerous wide receiver combination. I personally don't like the Stephon Diggs sign. Maybe it wasn't too expensive for them, but they're going all in. All the chips are going forward in the table, and you got to respect a franchise when they do such a move as that. As we know, some franchises don't like to win. They almost try to just worry about their salary cap. But the Texans are going all in. All the pieces are there offensively. Defensively, they could give it. Let's look at their offseason here. I like to look at the notes. We're going to go look at the Texans. And let me see here. Let's see what they did. Let's not forget offensively, before we jump to conclusions here, that they brought in Joe Mixon from Cincinnati. I like that hire. He's a good pass-catching back. And signing, like we said, Nico Collins. Diggs is there, but defensively, I think that was a big signing Danielle Hunter from Minnesota, pairing him with Will Anderson, looking good on paper. So you're seeing all these good things. They retained coordinators, their new head coach, second year, all is well. Stephon Diggs is coming over. They signed Nico Collins. Um, Everything just looks awesome and dandy. But to me, it's worrisome that they went 10 wins last year. Kudos. And after all this amazing offseason that they just had, Vegas has only set them to 9.5. That's worrisome to me. As you listeners have listened to my podcast and my style, not always like that, but my style of betting is a contrarian approach, staying away from where the public goes. I mean, public is absolutely on the over 9.5. The juice we said minus 155. If you go look at their schedule, though, there's different websites and different articles, but they all rank pretty much similar. This is per sharpfootballanalysis.com. Just one of the many I look at. Houston Texans are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th strongest strength of schedule in the NFL this year. NFL trying to make it tougher on them after their awesome year last year. I did look at the schedule, and I got to tell you, again, going against the grain mentality, I think that Houston Texans can fall short of this 9.5 win total. Just due to a little regression. I think I should have got the number down, but CJ Stroud must have won maybe 3 games at the last second. You're going to have to expect some regression in that regard and not being able to carry those W's. Maybe it's going to go the other side against them and chalk it up as a L. But, the fact that Vegas only put this at 9.5, they're wanting the public to just pounce on this and hammer the over. I am going to stay away. I know the pieces are there on paper for Houston. Nothing has really changed. If anything, it's been positive. But Houston Texans is one of our plays. Last year, as we said, we took them for the over. This year, I think on our futures card, we are going to play the under. And hope for the best. Just one unit. I think you're going to get it at, what did we say? If you do play the other side, plus 125, shop it around. Definitely got plus odds. I forget what we got it at, but that number could possibly even get better and better as the season is upon us. Everyone going to hammer the over, the public. Never a good sign, everyone, when you're on the side of the public. There's a reason why the lights are bright in Vegas, and for good reason. Let me show you right here. I do want to say, if any of you are interested in NFL futures package that we offer on our website, it is $24.99, $24.99. You can get it on FalkNationSports.com. Simple click there. Add it to the cart. You can Venmo or use Cash App. But our NFL futures package has been extremely lucrative for us, probably more than any of our packages we ever offered. It is a season-long thing where you have to sit on your money for 3-4 months, as we know. But last year, just want to show you, every one of our plays is documented, full transparency. Let's find that Houston, Texas play. If you can see on the cursor right there, anything that's highlighted in green, the green cell, is a play we won on our NFL futures. Anything that wasn't, it's an L. So you can see right here, where's the Houston Texans? Right there, where my cursor is. They were over 6. That's what we took them at. I went one unit, $100 to win 77. There was a little juice there. I think we decided to take the 6 instead of the 6.5 just to be safe in case we needed to push. But that was a nice win. But our futures package has been very lucrative. Biggest hits, we won over 53 units last year, and the year before, I think I would have to look at it, we won maybe 40 units or so. We were $100 unit better on the futures market, so we made $1,337.84.
Those are the losses, and the futures losses 53.51 units. Some of our biggest plays we hit, no doubt about it, was a max play on the San Francisco 49ers over 10.5 wins. Bovada minus 150, easy. Really killed it. They had a friendly schedule. Health was the key. Actually, it was a little scare earlier on in the year, but we did hit that one for $400, laying a max play, or more than a max play of $600. We hit the Cardinals under 4.5. You can see we hit the Jets under 9.5. The New York Giants under 8. Had to fade those New York teams. Lose the Chiefs for a 2-unit play. Lost the Bills going the under. 49ers, you can see we took their over 4.5 division wins. You get the gist, and then a couple big ones we hit. Probably our biggest hit of the futures was Lamar Jackson for MVP at plus 1,300. We laid down $38 basically, and we hit 500. We also hit the year prior with Patrick Mahomes, so that's back-to-back MVPs. We hit Tyreek Hill for $300 at plus 950 odds. We were big on him, as many should be. We hit him on his yard total. And yeah, you can see some of these L's I had. Obviously, our gains were better than our losses. These are a lot of, little props, divisional breakdowns of predictions that we went for that we didn't have any luck with. And at the end, you can see we had a good futures, 53 units. That means if you put $100 and followed all of our plays throughout the NFL football season, you would have made $5,300 basically back to you, just sitting on your couch and enjoying. It's never like that. You could lose, but we've seemed to dominate the NFL futures the last 2 or 3 years since we started giving out our plays to clients. So just want to let you know about that. Let us know if you're interested. Not too expensive, $24.99. Email us if you have any questions to DM. But going to go back now that we are going, just let you know about the future package. Next team in the division, let's go to the, who are we going to go to? We are going to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars, plus 320 as we mentioned, to win the division. If you look at their season win total right now, it's set at 8.5. The juice is even, minus 115 either way you go, over or under. It is a team that last year was projected to win over 9.5 games. They just fell short. They got 9 games. Strength of schedule, let's take a look for the Jaguars. They're pretty much middle tier. However you want to, right smack in the middle. So neutral schedule for them. They still got Doug Peterson. Let's check how their offseason went. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is there. Travis Etienne. You would think after a year they kind of had a slight regression last year. A lot of people thought more of them going into maybe this year. They're going to have a bigger year, but you can see their biggest moves. People are talking about extending Trevor Lawrence, trading down, drafting receiver Brian Thomas, and a move they disliked was losing Darius Williams. Things are going to be different. The key for them is their defense. Their defense needs to definitely pick it up. Offense was consistent at periods last year, but that remains the consistent play for them, having the Jaguars on the offensive side. I'm curious to see what they're going to do on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, Josh Allen's a beast. They paid him well. Christian Kirk is going to be there, their number one wide receiver one still. He's been a stud for them. They got Gabe Davis from Buffalo, and then the rookie we mentioned earlier. And then they got my boy from San Francisco, Eric Armstead. So there is some pieces there on the defense, whether they can put it together. They lost their defensive coordinator. You can see that Vegas doesn't think maybe too highly of their offseason. They've actually regressed in the season win total by a full game. So it just depends if you think defense is going to play better and you're going to get Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguar offense to play more consistently. So it's a no touch for me, to be honest. Love the coach, Super Bowl winner there. with Philadelphia, but not a team that I can just trust on either side of the football. Our third team in the division, Indianapolis Colts. This is a team now, plus 330 to win the division, that they could make some noise. Over under set at 8.5, as you can see right here. Plus 110 actually to the over. If you take the under, it's juiced to minus 140. Let's see last year how they did. Indianapolis Colts, 6.5 was their season win total, and they surpassed it with 9, and that was without the services of Anthony Richardson, the rookie who got really hurt early due to the way he plays the game of football with running a lot. But they had Gardner Minshew Mania leading the helm there, and they did a spectacular job as a sub, coming as a backup and being a true leader, and pushed them all the way to 9 wins and making the playoffs, I believe. Could be wrong there, but I think making the playoffs. So Vegas has an 8.5. I think they signed Joe Flacco, which is a good veteran leadership behind Richardson. But I think this is a team that could make a little noise. So let's go look at their schedule. Going from the weakest, Falcons have the best schedule, by the way. So second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. They have the 7th best schedule in the NFL. So Vegas was pretty kind to them. I think if you get a healthy Anthony Richardson and you pair him, with the receivers they already have there. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but a very good player. Michael Pittman. They signed him. DeForest Buckner was wreaking havoc for them last year after they traded for him from San Francisco. They re-signed him. Joe Flacco as a backup can never hurt you. Great stable presence. You never know if he's going to play like he did with Cleveland and led Cleveland. That's a different story. But you can see their defense is going to be, I think they're going to be okay. Kenny Moore, Zaire Franklin, Grover Stewart, and edge rusher Tywan Lewis. I think this is a team that can make some noise. Again, need the health of Anthony Richardson. He was playing pretty good before he got hurt. Definitely brings a dynamic to a dual threat. However, it leads to health issues when you play that brand of football. I think this team can surprise some. Not surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked if we go there. And I think we're going to make a play, just a little play. Maybe take the Colts plus 330 to win this AFC South division. My unit size for futures is usually 100, so I would do to win 100. So I'd put down a third of a unit, maybe $30, so to speak, to win 100. This division has always been historically wacky. Whoever you take, it's never the one you take. I've taken Jags plenty of times. Taken Texans, just never seen that. So that's going to be a play, I think, for us. Not sure about the season win total, but just because the odds are juicy, plus 330, I think a healthy Jonathan Taylor, a healthy Anthony Richardson, the receiver that they already have there in Pittman, and with that defense who's going to be surprisingly good, and a great offensive line, this team can surprise in this division. I think it's a little disservice to put them at 330. But, as we said, I think this is a trap right here. Texans winning this division minus 120. We told you we're going to take the under on their season win total. Historically, this division's been always so tight to the last week of the season, where sometimes you can sneak a division out with 9 wins. But, I think that's worth a stab, Indianapolis Colts. We have them on our radar. Haven't officially placed it. And then future play right here. Let's talk Coach of the Year. You just heard me talk highly about the Colts, and where is it? Well, it's not right here. I was looking at it earlier. Shane Steichen got to 9 wins last year in his first year in the NFL. I think he has a chance to get Coach of the Year if those variables come in handy. The health of Richardson, the health of Jonathan Taylor, the health in general. I think they can go more than 9 wins with the schedule and all the positive things we said about them, which in turn could put them maybe a Coach of the Year candidate. I think if you shop it around, the best I saw earlier was plus 1,400 for NFL Coach of the Year. We're going to dabble with that a little bit. Not going to go crazy, but definitely lay maybe half a unit or whatnot on the Colts. So far of the 3 teams, I'm in on the Colts, high on the Colts. Texans, I told you, I'm avoiding the public. People are too high on them. I think some regression, bullseye in the back. Jacksonville, I'm just neutral on them. Kudos if they have a great year. And let's go Tennessee Titans, last team in the division. A team that was probably the favorite to win this division over the last few years with King Henry and Tannehill and whatnot. But there is no King Henry. Let's just say it right away. There is no King Henry in Tennessee. After his storied career there, he has taken his talents to Baltimore. We'll see how he does there. Let's look at the win total. I think it was 6.5 the last I saw. Yep, there it is. The juice is on the under, and rightfully so. Under 6.5 minus 140. If you think they can sneak out 7 wins, take the plus 110. Look, I don't even. I know they lost Henry. Mike Vrabel's gone. A lot of turnover there. Speaking of their results from last year, where are we at? Why can't I see the Titans? I don't know where it is. But it's a team that's going to lose a big part of their offense. A guy who was their bell cow and contribute to many offensive plays. King Henry, Will Levis, will he surprised some last year in the NFL in his first year. Actually played some decent football, but consistency is still a concern. But new head coach, new surroundings, new dynamics. Defensively, not the greatest. Let's see their strength of schedule. NFL after NFL did not hand them any friendly handouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 toughest schedule in the NFL. I think it's going to be a tough year for the Tennessee Titans, hence their line just to win the division, which is plus 1,000. But if you are a Tennessee Titan lifer fan, as I know some people are, enjoy the juicy odds of that for the Titans. Just look at, in case I miss anything with the Titans in their offseason. But I think it's going to be a tough time there for the Tennessee Titans for the foreseeable future. How could I miss this? They did have a nice upgrade on the defensive side of the ball, getting all-pro quarterback from Kansas City Chiefs, L'Jarius Sneed. Maybe that's going to be the sign of things to come for the future of this franchise, building off a player and caliber of Sneed. But there's still going to be pieces to pick up. It's not going to be some quick turnaround. They do have Calvin Ridley, obviously fantastic receiver, as long as he can stay on the field and not be involved in sports betting. And then DeAndre Hopkins, but he's kind of a little washed up and can't stay healthy. I guess this team will go as far as Will Levis, and if he takes another big step in his career in the NFL in the second year. If he surprises many, sure, maybe they can beat the over. But they're going to be working through some growing pains, no doubt about it. But not a play for me one way or another on the over-under. In recap, we do like the Texans under 9.5 season win total. And the Colts to win that division, may playing a third of a unit to win at plus 330, and may take a stab at Shane Steichen to be head coach of the year at plus 1400. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Hopefully you enjoyed this interactive screen sharing experience here. Get to show you how kind of websites I look at and odds and thoughts and reasoning behind the plays. Again, appreciate you all who came to listen. AFC West will be next on the podcast after we drop this episode. We'll be talking to Super Bowl champs, of course, Kansas City Chiefs, and the 3 others, the Broncos, the Raiders, and who is it? Drawing a blank. We'll talk about them, though. Again, interested in the NFL future package, just $24.99. Made some big money over the last 2 years. Probably about, if you're a 100 unit better, you probably made about $10,000. All documented as we showed earlier. Yeah, I mean, our future plays package did better than our daily, weekly plays, hands down. So, but hey, you get paid at the end, and that's nothing that matters if you can sit on it. But let us know. appreciate. Leave a 5-star review. Awesome being here with you all, and talk to you soon on the next episode.